Hello, Holy One. Hello, hello. Welcome to this space. So I'm going to jump right into some really powerful questions that have been sent in. This one is particularly connected with the AQE course space that I'm doing right now. So we have quite a few students from all over the planet in this beautiful AQE, ACASMA Quantum Expansion course. It is a self-expansion course, and it also does give you the opportunity to become an ACASMA Quantum Energy facilitator and assist others across the planet in ascension and healing all spaces of their being. So the question that was sent in was, what exactly is the attuning space for the students? And that's a great question. I have my book out, and in the new book, it's available on Amazon. Remember Who You Are, AQE Foundations, title of the book. I talk about how the book itself is very activating, and that it's going to unlock and activate understandings inside of the reader's consciousness, whether they take my course or not. Then there's the understanding of those who choose to become attuned to the energy in order to impart it to another. And those individuals would then take a course, the AQE course from myself or one of my certified teachers, which we have them in various languages now as well, if Portuguese, or we also have someone moving into being able to offer this in Mandarin, and Turkish is on the way, Greek is on the horizon. We already have it in Slovenian, and French and Spanish and Dutch. So really, really growing very quickly. Thank you all for what you are doing to anchor this higher space of being. It really is. We are anchoring in the new earth through the work we do in Acasma Quantum Expansion. So when you are connecting with the book, you are receiving activation no matter what, because it's the energy of the book. It's the energy of the information connecting in with you, your energy, and this beautiful dance of the divine remembering itself. That's activation. And when you're in the course space, you are then receiving an attunement. In most course layouts, by most Acasma Master teachers, you're receiving an attunement once a week while you're in the course. And most courses are at least 5 weeks long. Some of them are longer, depending upon the amount levels you're going through, levels of the course, Acasma. So the attunement is the space in which the master teacher will actually activate and attune your field, your consciousness, to be able to impart this to another. So that's how we have facilitators of Acasma Quantum Energy. They have come forward and asked for and intended for and invested in the way in which they could be attuned to this energy so that they could then impart it to another. So the attunements are for those who want to facilitate for another and or want to facilitate for themselves, self sessions and or family and friends. And when you're attuned to a higher vibrational space of being or space of consciousness, which is what Acasma is, it's a higher, it's like us in the future, if you will, dimensionally much higher vibrational state, neutrality, unity consciousness, the higher mind understood as itself in the now. Like, I know I am not separate in any way from my higher mind. I am my higher mind. I know I am my higher self. I know I am source. And so Acasma activates and attunes you to that understanding, reconnection, because you already are it. But Acasma is here to assist in that awakening and remembrance and implementation. Very important. You can awaken all day long to knowledge, but if you do not implement that knowledge, put it into action and begin to live from it, then it is still just knowledge. It is not your energy. But when you implement it in your life, you live from it in your life, now it has become your energy. You are in that higher vibrational space of connection. So she asked another question. Is that like energetically able to do a C2C session for others? Yes, That's exactly what attuning is. It is so that the person can facilitate Acasma Quantum Energy sessions on Zoom, through distance remote healing, the quantum field, the C to C. The C to C is a abbreviation we give to the understanding of consciousness to consciousness. So my consciousness as the Acasma facilitator, connecting through the field in with the consciousness of the client. All right. That's C to C, consciousness to consciousness. No Zoom, no phone, no Skype. It's the most purest, most sacred connection you'll ever have with another human. All right. So is it different from a C to C session? Yes, when you're having an attuning consciousness to consciousness session, that's one type of Acasma session. And then the other type of Acasma session would be an Acasma quantum energy session. There's no attuning being done because the person's a client who wants to heal their own individual life in the sense of they want one session, they want to, sense the energy, connect in, see if they, this is an alignment for them. It's a reconnection space for their roots. It's a reconnection of the soul. It's a reconnection of the heart portal, activating the sacred heart remembrance, the 0 point, the sovereignty. It's a reconnection and a clearing and shifting of the waters of the body, the actual source frequency within the human being back on, really. And that's in a Acasma Quantum Energy session across the board. A C to C is the means in which it's done, consciousness to consciousness. But an Acasma Quantum Energy session offers that to everyone. Then if it's an attuning session, if it's an Acasma Quantum Energy attuning session, that's an activation and attunement to become a facilitator. All right, now, and that's a very good question. She says, sorry, I don't know if there's a difference. And to having just an Acasma Quantum Energy session and to being attuned. If you're attuned to Acasma, you have been dialed in, if you will, like tuning in on a radio. You've been tuned into that space of connection from the intention to facilitate it for another, or to facilitate it for yourself and live from that space. Yes, many people who take my courses do not want to be energy healers. More do than not. And some come in and they say they don't want to, and by the time they're done with the course, they do want to. But it's all right. It's however this is for you, and it meets everyone right where they're at. So she says, as of now, I don't do it for clients. I do it for friends and family only. So would the attunement stay forever? Yes, the attunement is available to you forever, but you are always the sovereign being of your energy. So you always will decide what you allow yourself to key into as far as what's available within your field. So Acasma will always be available to anyone who's been attuned to it. It doesn't go away. It doesn't weaken. It doesn't, need to be reapplied or something like that after a certain amount of time. It's consciousness. It's actual consciousness. All right. And your consciousness, every single one of us are a space of consciousness in a form. And so when you're attuned to Acasma consciousness, you are dialed into that space and you are able to, if you choose to, implement and live from that vibrational alignment, which means higher vibrational living, the new human, the new earth. It means none of the old ways playing out in your life anymore. Echoes and spaces of remembrance can come in to give you the opportunity. It's all set up by you to check yourself and to say, I'm holding this alignment, or yeah, I'll go back to that alignment. But Acasma consciousness is always with you once you have intended that in connection for yourself and had an attunement done by a certified master teacher. She says, the energetic keys, is that also going to be with us forever? They are one with Acasma. There's no separation. So the keys that you learn in the AQE Foundations course, they are Acasma in key format. So you can't You can't not have them all. You can choose through free will to walk a different path always, forever. That's absolutely yours. Cosmo never takes that from anyone. It actually lifts the person up into the understanding of that more, that it's all you. It's all you. All right. Okay. She says, it's like I'm ready for my being to absorb it more, but I remember you saying that we leave it to the being to accept the keys. Absolutely. We never place any keys in anyone. So in the teachings of Acasma Quantum Expansion, Acasma Quantum Energy work, we as facilitators, as master teachers, which these are all different levels, the first thing you do is you become a facilitator. And you can do it just for yourself. You don't have to ever do it for anyone else. And it can be for your own self-expansion and healing and best life now. Or you can also do it for friends or family or pets or nature or the planet, or you can do it for clients. But when you move into that space, you learn that we do not put keys or energy or anything in anyone. That's not how Acasma functions. There are other healing modalities out there that do, and I'm not here to discuss them. I'm here to teach Acasma at this point in my life. I spent 12, 15 years in other healing modalities. I know them very well, inside and out. And now it is time for me to bring forth this space. We are ready. This is the new human, the new earth, and this is the new energy healing modality and ascension modality. It's very important. Acasma is an ascension modality. It will offer healing on all levels of the being, the miracles, the health, all of that. But it is in full connection with the client or the person who's receiving the Acasma session or the student receiving the Acasma course to live from that vibration. I can realign anybody to a miracle, to a healing, but I cannot force them to live in the vibration of that space. Therefore, they have full free will to revert to whatever experiences they choose. And so this is a really big part of it. But we do not put the energy keys in anyone. We put them just outside their field. And the being, through sovereignty, through their higher mind, their higher self, which is them, it is you. You are not looking for your higher self. It is you. You're just getting to know you. You're remembering who you are. Hiao kokoane. That's what you're here to do. One of the things you're here to do. And so we do not put the keys in anyone, but they are always outside the field. They do not leave. They do not dissipate. They do not dissolve. They do not, get joggled out or something like that. They're just there. And they're beautiful energy of higher love. And that's all they basically are, is the frequency of love for the person to reconnect into the remembrance of their sovereignty, which heals all spaces of their being. Once you realign the frequency of the being into the higher alignment of its origin, its source space, then it functions from that flow, and that energy moves through every space of it, including its form, which is your body, which is connected into all the spaces of your health as what you witness in your reality as the human. So even attunement works the same way. It will be at my feet. My being might choose to allow it. And then she says, I allow it. I'm hoping my being does the same. Okay, so this is really important and really beautiful. I'm so grateful that she asked this and she worded it this way. So powerful. Thank you, Holy One. You know who you are. Mwah, I love you. So when she says, does the attunement with the keys being placed outside the field, does that work where the person, the student, has the ability to accept them, right? And does that work the same way as the regular client session, somebody who's not becoming a facilitator, and how we work with the keys outside their field? Or because they're becoming a facilitator, are the keys in them? They're always on the outside, but that's the key to Acasma, is you owning your sovereignty, in the sense of initiating that connectivity by implementing in your life. The way the keys come into your field more and more, become more of your field, to where you say, I am Acasma, in the sense that I am higher consciousness. You're not becoming something outside of you. You're becoming you in your full power and glory. But Acasma is the bridge, the connective point of remembrance and reconnection and reactivation of what you already are at your wholeness and your sovereignty. So the keys are always outside. They're not put in a student. They're not put in a client. They're always right there at the field of the being, right? And then when she says here, she says, it will be at my feet. My being might choose to allow it. And then she says, I allow it. I am hoping my being does the same. Okay. In that sentence, there is an understanding of separation. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a very powerful awareness to be able to gain. But in that sentence, when she says, I allow it, I am hoping my being does the same, she's seeing herself as separate from her being. She's seeing herself as she's one part of it, and that's another part of it, and that other part makes decisions, and she makes decisions in her part. And that is an illusion of separation. And that's one of the things we're here to allow to heal and allow to shift. So that's so powerful. I'm so grateful she worded it that way. Just allowing your mindset to the beautiful one who wrote this in, allowing your mind, allowing your inner knowing to envision and imagine yourself in your now human format, the face you see in the mirror that is taking the class, the AQE class, and who has these questions and who has a physical reality reflecting back to them every day with family, friends, jobs, whatever, right? Allowing yourself to understand there is no separation. The being that accepts the keys is the being who is looking in the mirror. The being who accepts the keys is the being who is looking back from the mirror, if you will. There's no separation. There's no hoping a space of you accepts it. If you accept it, it's accepted. That is a space of understanding and awareness that will really open things up. So allow that, yes, allow that understanding, allow that inner knowing, lean into that space, Holy Divine One, lean into that space. And this is across the board for everyone. So these were really specific questions to the AQE course, to the attunements for the students, and then to what is it like if you're just doing an Acasma Quantum Energy session. Really short recap, Acasma Quantum Energy session is an energetic and ascension modality. It is not an attuning space for the person to become a facilitator. An Acasma Quantum Energy session that is done specifically in the course connection that is going to sit and done forth and from the attuning understanding. And if you move on to master teacher one day, you learn how to attune, the specifics of what you need to do to attune a person to Acasma Quantum Energy for them to become a facilitator as well, or function in that manner in their own life and work and live from that space. So across the board, the understanding, though, of there's no separation of your higher mind and your now version. Your higher mind is looking through your eyes, but your now version has spaces to it to live as this now version, your mind, your brain, your neural pathways, your heart, your feelings, your emotions, your relationships, your belief structures. All of these spaces are designed perfectly for you to remember that you already are the higher mind having this space. You already are the higher self having this space. You're not hoping that the higher mind will help or the higher mind will come in. You are the higher mind. So just allow yourself to imagine that more and more. Play with it, really imagine, like, what does that look like to you? And it can look like all different kinds of things, whatever helps your brain process that space, right? The more you think about it, thinking is your power. And think about what you think about, really. If you think and just allow yourself a moment to just gauge what you spend most of your time putting your thoughts upon, your focus upon, you'll realize that's what you see the most of in your life, because that's a way in which we create. Be mindful of your thoughts, for your thoughts produce your life. Proverbs. Now, if you can think about and imagine the space of your higher mind in full connection and inhabiting your now vessel, in full connection and inhabiting your now vessel, you will expand that space of you. But if you continue to think of it as separate from you and you're trying to get to it, to remember it, to connect to it, to then eventually be it, then you will kind of elongate that process. It doesn't mean you won't get there. You will, because I spent many, many years thinking it was outside of me. Many, many years. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's part of the process of awakening. You're awakening from the dream of being separate, and you're realizing you were dreaming, and you're realizing you are dreaming in a sense still. And you begin to then be able to basically lucid dream, implement in the now version, the now dream, the now reality from the space of conscious awareness. So, really fabulous questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you for asking. And thank you for all who took time to connect with this video. If you haven't already got my book, please check it out. Please go get it off of Amazon. If you have my book, and I know many, 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 many of you do, because you write me and you show me pictures, and I'm so grateful and so excited, and all the powerful feedback coming in. Please write a review on Amazon. I really, really benefit from the work, really, really benefits from the outreach, really benefits from reviews on Amazon will help us get into more spaces. So the search engines pick us up. So please write a review. Even if it's just a few sentences, allowing others to understand just how beautiful and powerful this work is and this book is. It's really a powerful tool for ascension, for remembrance, for healing, for expansion. All right. And if you could please like this video, you would think that it's not a big deal, but it is. It is. It helps me move on YouTube in a better way. My channel gets put in front of more people. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you could comment, even an emoji, that's fantastic. And if you could share it, I mean, even if you texted it to your friend or your child or something, and you just said, I just really like this lady and I want to help her out. I shared it with you, but you don't have to watch it. Who knows? Maybe they'll watch it. It'll be a blessing. But when we like or subscribe or share or comment, all these things, and if we add them all up together, they really, really help the channel. So if you like what I'm doing, if you're part of this in the sense of really, I don't call the people that follow me or subscribe to me, I don't call them followers or subscribers. I think you view all as leaders, and you are all leading this space of expansion with me. So when you can do those things right here that can really help us out to get this out to more people, it is so deeply appreciated. So thank you, thank you, thank you unendingly. And to see what's going on in the work I do, go to my website. All the links are right below this video. I have my Patreon channel right below this video. You can check it out. It's just information. Just hit the link, read about it, see if it's something that aligns with you. Go to my website. It's right there below, sacredexpansion.com. I've got a destination event coming up. Fantastic space in Florida in May. Oh, you should be there. And also, if you can't make it, I have virtual tickets available, but it's a fantastic way of checking in and seeing if there's anything that aligns for you. So go to the website, check it out, get on the subscription list, just give me your email on the website. And then that way, every time I hold an event or have new information to share, courses, classes, whatever it is, you get an email that lets you know, and then you get the choice. But if you are not signed up, you may not know, and it'll happen and pass us by. So all right. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you unendingly for all that you are. Ia roso kokokoane, tabrokoko eya, iana tawatea, asoto koaye, asoto koaye, asoto koaye, iana teki au kokoa. Iana tekeki arosoa, iana tea, iana tea, iana tea.